I'm old. Cheaper movies on Wednesdays. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny time for screenies. Old guy corn. More monkey math. Creed is twirling, twirling, twirling. And Mac likes musicals. All that and more this week on New Stuff.
Now it's time to explain the headlines. I said corn because you know how when you're watching a TikTok video and instead of saying the word porn, they're like, corn.
Yeah.
And they put the little corn over their mouth.
Oh, so this is old guy porn we're talking about today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I didn't want to scare the audience off by saying that early, though.
It's gone.
Also, you did a really bad job singing Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
Oh, when you see Itsy Bitsy, you think the spider went up the water spout.
Ooh, there we go. Head over to X right now. Or, I'm remembering this off the bat here. Mm-hmm. We're on YouTube. Go into the comments section.
I saw
Itsy
Bitsy and we immediately went into the spider melody. I didn't think about the polka dot melody, and that was the miscommunication there. I think I made it work, though. I think I pulled it off.
Happy birthday, you old bitch.
Yep. 36 years young, a spry 36 years old. I'll tell you, 35, you're like smack dab in between 30 and 40, right? So it's old, but it's not too old. 34, oldish. I started feeling
a woman.
All I need is time, a moment that is mine.
She has the lowest jeans in the world in that video.
Those hips don't lie. 33 was the first age I started feeling oldish. At 36, you're old. No escaping it. You're just old. 36.
I went so long with not remembering my age and just being like, I don't know, I'm somewhere in the 30s until my wife made me remember.
Yeah. Well, we're 1 year off from being able to do really easy math. We're 89. If you were 90, the math on your age would be easy all the time.
That's what I tell people, and they're like, you're stupid.
Just do 90 plus 1,
I guess, and that's what everyone says to me. Yeah, but my wife was getting sick of me asking her, how old am I? And she's like, learn how old you are and keep it in your mind and stop asking me.
But we are in the range, and I also think post 30 is where that begins. Once you hit 30, it doesn't matter anymore. What are you, 31 or 35?
Post 30, under 40. That's what it is.
Yeah.
News dump. Speaking of my life, happy Mother's Day, Mac.
Yes, yeah. Happy Mother's Day to your wife and all the wives and moms out there.
Yeah.
Classic My Family fashion. We couldn't come up with a definitive plan until Sunday morning, and then everything was booked. So now we're doing Mother's Day dinner on Thursday.
That's not bad, though. We did Mother's Day on Saturday. We did a full day of Mother's Day stuff on Saturday.
Yeah, well, my sister's birthday is also 2 days before mine, May 10th. So we did a little thing for her birthday over the weekend, and then of course my mom was there, so it gets all three. My mom,
Irish twins,
no, 4 years apart,
same thing, right? Also, I'm pretty sure that Irish twins you're just born in the same year, right?
Correct. Yeah, the Irish Catholics didn't believe in condoms, therefore lots of sex, lots of babies.
I mean, I'm not Irish Catholic, but condoms, toss them out the window.
Well, I don't think either of us are particularly religious, so.
No stop. You know who is religious? Nicole Kidman about AMC theaters. And AMC will be slashing prices on Wednesdays, actually, not just one Wednesday, but all the Wednesdays in July by 50%.
Nicole Kidman bows down to AMC. Or does AMC bow down to Nicole Kidman?
It's so odd. I mean,
it's like the Holy Trinity sort of thing. What's the third part of the Trinity? Popcorn?
Tom Cruise. No, it's Tom Cruise, and they're separated. They're divorced, but those two are the most pro theater people in the world.
Okay.
And she also does these what feel like hour-long fucking things at AMC Theater.
I completely forgot that those two were a thing because she's been married to Keith Urban for so long, and of course he was with Katie Holmes, but I forgot that was a thing 25 odd years ago.
It's because she's so tall.
She's quite tall.
He's
tall.
He's a little rugrat.
Yeah, that's true. So the Holy Trinity.
Google it. It says that he's like 5'9", I want to say. That's not
true. Be like 5'7".
Yeah,
so the Holy Trinity of movies is AMC Theaters, Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise.
And never forget this. The AMC triangle is the strongest shape.
It is. That's right. AMC, I'm happy to see you doing initiatives like this. A lot of theaters around here will do Tuesdays, like
Yeah.
$6 Tuesdays or whatever. It's those Tuesday, Wednesdays, or middle part of the weeks where they're not getting a lot of foot traffic in there, and this is a great way to get people in there. So I'm all for it.
I forget which theater talked about it, but it should be surge pricing. It should be based on the day. Monday, Tuesday,
Hate that.
Wednesday should be lower pricing.
No, I hate that because eventually it would even out.
Well, I'm not saying to raise the price on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm just saying lower the prices on Monday,
Oh,
Wednesday,
well,
Monday
yeah,
through Wednesday.
there's a lot of places do that in general, but it's usually
But then,
just
yeah,
one
on
day.
Saturday night, make the price is $100 at
I
seat.
paid $68 to see Avengers.
Yeah, surge price the shit out of this. I love going and parking on the street for the same price that I could park in a parking garage. It's
You know
sick.
what? You know where I'm at now, and I already talked to you about the luxury theaters. Specifically the Chestnut Hill Theater. I get the super luxe appeal. You can order food to your seats. I get all that. It's not for me. I don't want to be
Mhm.
fucking chowing on wings while I'm watching a movie. The second part to that, and this is just all theaters with all assigned seating, which I'm for. Love that. It makes me decide which time I'm going to go see the movie based on where I can get a seat. If you show up to an assigned seat theater and just sit wherever you want and wait until people file in to move to your seats, I want to fucking kill you. I hate you.
I hate walking into a theater and having to speak to anybody, let alone say to them, "Oh, you're in my seat."
Yeah, like we're at a ball game and the usher's going to be like, "Oh, let me see your
Then
tickets."
also, what's so annoying is that they'll look around and be like, "Oh, why don't you sit somewhere else?" No. I picked this seat.
Yes, I got online before you did. You fucking dragged your feet. You go sit on the edge, you motherfucker. I'm in the middle.
Also, it's kind of annoying, but it's also really funny when people pick seats right next to you when there's
I
so
know.
many more open seats.
Well, now like, the pro move is, especially when you're going solo, is you pick two over from like
Yeah.
people that are sitting. So that leaves an empty seat in between you, and then hypothetically, no one's going to pick the seat right next to a solo, so an empty seat on either side of you. That's the real hack right there.
Yeah, it's like picking a urinal.
Exactly. It's if theater seats operated on urinal principles, we'd be in a much better place.
Nizzed up. Weekend box office. Thunderbolts comes in number one once again, but did have a bit of a drop off, 55% down to 33 million. Didn't quite get that new Avengers crowd. I would assume that they're just going to change the name when you look on Fandango, when you look online, they're going to start calling it New Avengers.
Yeah, I it'll still be called Thunderbolts, but
I'm not sure if it will because
the
the
art will
posters
show
are
New
different.
Avengers.
The
For
posters
sure.
are different now. I think they're going to
The
change it
poster will be
online now
different,
too.
for sure, but it's still going to be called Thunderbolts, I'm guessing. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I do think it's worth seeing in the theaters. However, whatever, if you don't want to, that's fine. You're not really missing out.
That's our motto of this podcast. Fine, we don't care.
We're not quite Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. We just highly suggest you see it in theaters.
Ooh, out of this partnership here, who is the Cruise? Who is the Kidman?
Oh, that's a great question.
I am taller than you, so I might take Kidman.
What? I mean, that's not true. But I don't think either of us are real. If anyone were to jump on a couch, it would be you.
Yeah, I'd jump on a couch. I would jump out of a plane. I used to
Would you
like
jump
playing
out of a plane?
Jackass with my friends. Did you ever play Jackass with your friends?
Yeah, of course. I grew up in
Yeah,
a
but
poor
what kind
neighborhood.
of stunts would you do? I would do really risky stunts.
I mean, everyone tried the shopping cart one, and that one is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great idea until you're within like 8 feet of the object you're smashing into, and you're like, this is a mistake.
When you see that curb, it's as if time just freezes.
When you try to
We used
picture how you're gonna launch out, you're like, oh no.
For those of you who are familiar with the, it's no longer the Arsenal Mall, it's the Arsenal Yard. Outside of the Home Depot, there used to be a Bugaboo Creek right there.
Yes.
And
Yep.
we used to frequently go to the Bugaboo Creek, and that's where you would play Jackass and get in the shopping carts.
Well, yeah, they had a really nice parking garage conducive to smashing into things because there was 8,000 poles in there. So that was
Right,
pretty
and
good
not a
one
lot
for
of
it.
cars. We weren't there to damage cars.
Yeah, and on the second floor, Goo, I don't know if you knew this, but you were probably being watched by the FBI, which had an office on the second floor of that structure.
Right, but they all found it funny because we're doing Jackass.
For sure. Yeah. No, FBI don't care about that shit. You'd get local police mad about being jackasses, but the FBI for sure laughing at it.
Off the back of Thunderbolts, let's see here. The official Avengers social media has added a copyright symbol to it.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. I
It's a
don't get that.
joke because remember in the movie, Sam Wilson.
Now I get it. See, you
I don't want to
explain it
get
to me.
too
Now
deep
I
into it.
understand it.
I don't want to
Yeah,
spoil nothing, but it's a pretty
yeah.
silly joke right there.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Also, director Jake Schreier is in talks to direct the X-Men movie.
Strong first effort from Jake. I'm in on that. I'm
Yeah.
in on it. Give him anything he needs.
Also at the box office, Sinners drops 36% in week 4 to 21 million. That's standing strong, doing a real good job.
Still huge, yeah.
283 worldwide. Minecraft now at $910 million worldwide.
It's unbelievable.
It's the holy trinity of movies. It's Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and Minecraft.
My 8-year-old niece and 5-year-old nephew really want to see the movie.
They haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, they have not seen it.
Oh my God. I took my kid a week before it came out because I'm a good dad. And then accountant too.
I am somewhat looking forward to seeing that, but certainly not going to pay money for it.
No, that's not a movie. But that also looks silly.
It does look silly, and we love John Bernthal and Ben Affleck.
But all of these movies will not be dethroned this next coming week. But that doesn't matter because money's not everything. News dump. The most important thing in life is friendship. And this weekend, you finally get it.
For years, for what? What are we not in our 9th year? Goo as a podcast. We've been
Yes.
trying to bring you friendship, and finally, this week we can bring you officially friendship. Friendship being spearheaded by Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, and A24. Is that the real holy trinity of movies?
That's the
Paul
holy
Rudd,
trinity
Tim
of
Robinson, and
theaters.
A24. That's the rival holy trinity. So 2 screenings this week for Friendship. I unfortunately couldn't make the one last night. Goo has seen it. I purposely didn't ask him any questions about it.
Okay.
I am seeing it tomorrow. I will ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
Were you disappointed?
No, I loved it.
I didn't ask you to say you loved it.
Sorry. I can't stop thinking about it, as a matter of fact.
Okay. All right. Well, I love
So
that.
I went and I saw it with our buddy Billy D. He does the graphics on this show. And the big takeaway, he said to me, I need to see it again, which I do agree. I need to see it again. Like any good comedy, you want to find those secondary jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 12 hours since seeing it, I'm just like scene by scene, more and more things are coming back to me. And like the smaller jokes are hitting so obviously with a sketch show, you can't let things linger too long. In a 100-minute movie, you can take your time and really make the audience uncomfortable.
Well, and to just double down on sort of that statement or an addendum, a kickflip, a Christ air, part of the magic of Tim Robinson comedy, and I think you should leave specifically over more, say, the Detroiters, is the rewatches. You find other things funnier and funnier, and things on the 3rd or 4th rewatch that you didn't laugh at the first time now become funny. So I wonder if this movie will have a similar experience.
Should I give a quick review or no?
No, I don't, because I don't want to personally hear about it.
Take your headphones off.
Okay, I'll give you 15 seconds.
Okay, and this is what I sent to the movie theater people. I said, I loved it. It was my exact style. Equal parts classic comedy, awkward humor, and jokes that only Robinson can pull off. We're back.
Nice job, Goo.
Thank you. Also coming up in theaters in the next month or so.
Yeah, well, this is I got a bit of a gripe, as fucking artists now that we review movies here, Goo.
Hold up. No, think of a different word.
We're artists.
We're not artists. We do not make sandwiches at
screenings
Subway.
galore this week. They had 3
God,
screenings in the same theater at the same time last night, Goo. I couldn't go to any of the 3, so number 1, annoyed about that. But number 2, they made you pick last night. Luckily, 2 of those 3 movies are second screenings for, so hypothetically, you could have gotten
even if there was no second screening, this was an easy choice.
I know for you and I, yes, but you put this Friendship screening the same night as the Mission Impossible screening, and the secondary screening of both of those also the same night.
Also, seeing it, and not to keep on bragging about screenings, but seeing it in a theater with people that you can tell they have been seeking this movie and waiting for this movie. You were watching it with Tim Robinson fans, and It was amazing. So many Dan Flash's shirts, so many people yelling at the screen during the trailers and the previews. Yeah. It was amazing.
So I'll have a bit of a different experience because mine's going to be without the plebs, just the reviewers only.
Most
So
people going, he was kind of annoying. He was kind of awkward. I didn't like when he did this. How about this? Shut up.
the other one was Final Destination Bloodlines, which I don't think I'll be seeing in theaters, but I will see it at some point. And on the horizon, Goo, again, Mission Impossible in a couple weeks. We also will have Ballerina coming up, and we also got How to Train Your Dragon, which I don't know if I'm going to catch that one either, but that one's going to be very popular.
I need to wait until I can bring my kid. I'm not going to see it by myself.
Yeah.
News up. Got a trailer for F1, and this trailer really points to me that it's gonna be not a step-by-step, like following in the footsteps of Top Gun Maverick, which was, I'm an old guy and I'm gonna show you young kids how to race cars.
Yeah.
But this trailer
Back in
really
my
does
day.
show, hey, the old guy's still cool, right?
Which is definitely different than Top Gun Maverick.
Well, no, but in the character of like Brad Pitt is the old guy. He's a retired race car driver that's coming back, and the young guys are like, I'm surprised they're doing a senior circuit. And you know that Brad Pitt's gonna win it and do some cool tricks, and all the kids are like, damn, old man, you still got it. It's old man porn.
This is you're 100% right about that. But this in essence is the difference between Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, right? It's incredibly hard to really believe Brad Pitt as an underdog because he's so strapping and not short. Tom Cruise, easy to believe as an underdog. You know what I mean? Like in Top Gun Maverick, if Brad Pitt came
Top
back
Gun
around.
Maverick from the get-go, that opening scene with him on the motorcycle, you're like, all right, he's gonna show these kids a fucking thing or two.
Yeah, but if it was Brad Pitt, there would be no doubt that he's going to show these things.
Look, we know that these kids are going to be taught a thing or two, and he's going to change some diapers on the screen.
A thing or two will be shown, no doubt.
News up. Got a trailer for Peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm honestly really not looking forward to this, and it's not to say that I don't think it's going to be good. I just have a hard time, like, I don't know. It's not something I'm striving for at the moment. It looks decent. It'll be funny because James Gunn's helming it, of course, but I can't pretend I'm like really.
And the first season is decent too.
Yeah, I'm just not really looking forward to it.
News up. Another trailer for Ballerina, and I will say, as someone who is a fan of the John Wick series, I'm a fan of the actress that is playing the ballerina /
Ana de Armas.
I'm a little concerned about this movie. It does sound like there was a lot of reshoots and there's a lot of shoehorning John Wick in there.
What?
And I was thinking of John Horn. Who's John Horn?
I don't know. I know a Joe Horn.
I was thinking of Joe Horn and then Jason Seahorn.
Right.
But
right.
So I don't like the timeline of this movie and when it's coming out. I wanted it to be separate from the John Wick stuff and off on its own. I don't want it to be John Wick 3.5. I don't like the fact that it's taking place almost at the same time as the worst of the John Wick movies.
Yeah, so I agree with you, and I think the original idea and the filmmaker's idea was to do that separate, just have it operate in that universe. And I think the studio stepped in and was like, "We're afraid no one's going to see it without John Wick."
We're going to retitle this sumbitch. It's going to be a John Wick story: Ballerina - John Wick is here.
Yeah, it strikes me, at least what I'm gathering from the trailer, is it'll be 2/3 Ballerina, and then John Wick is going to like play a major role in the third act.
Yeah. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. God is good. Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of God talk with the Holy Trinity today,
I also thought for a second
what
that
God
was your John Wick impression.
Your made me think of that, though.
News dump. Got a little tease, a little image, a release date of March 27th, 2027 for Godzilla x Kong, Supernova.
Hear me out. I'm out.
Oh, I am too. I didn't care for the last one. I was extremely bored. I don't care about the giant fighting monsters anymore. Also, I forgot to put the headline in there because I was in such a rush. I wanted to write more monkey math. So I feel like we lost people at the beginning for not.
Yeah, they were tuning in for a monkey math joke for sure.
Yeah, but I really did not like the last one. The one prior to that I thought was fine.
The last
I
two
don't
were like the
care.
exact same movie.
I don't care about these. But
Yeah.
if it's gonna bring you back, Godzilla apparently has green breath in this one, which means it's stinky.
Does that mean he's going to be like Godzilla 2000, where everything was like black and green? You know, remember everything was black and green right around 2000. The whole Xbox was capitalized on the
I
black
was
and green
about to
craze.
start singing a canceled song, and
D Generation X.
I
D
apologize.
Generation X.
Well, no, I almost sang the opening song from the CD with Jimmy Page and the fellow that can no longer be named.
Oil boy. Here's a challenge for you and all the folks out there. Tell someone to suck it today. Do a little DX suck it. Just see what
You got to
happens.
do the hand motion though.
Yeah, no, don't just say it. It's the whole thing. Do the suck it motion and let me know how it goes.
What do you think is a better way to tell someone off? The finger, but you got to do like the Eminem finger with like the
I can't
two
do it.
fingers.
I don't know how to get the other knuckles to stay up.
I don't want to
knuckle
do it on
power.
the screen because we
Sure.
might get flagged on
Yeah.
YouTube, and
I
then we're
think you
not
can do it
gonna.
on cable TV now, though.
I'm not sure, but
I'm
I'm
not sure either.
also gonna ask that or telling someone to suck it with the cross.
If you really get the hips into it, I think the suck it's a much bigger insult.
There was nothing better. First off, I wish that we did suck it more, but also in high school, we graduated in the year 2007. And actually, you weren't on the baseball team at the time. This was senior year. You had already dropped out of school to help your family make money at the steel mill. But we used to, as a rule, if someone was able to fake kick you in the chest, you had to sell it, and then you would receive the biggest stunner of all time.
Toe kick to groggy. You had to be
Yeah.
groggy. Like
Yep, you'd have
and
to.
person hits L1 for the finisher. See ya.
That was the best part of playing baseball in 2007. Of course, there was in the hallways. If someone was walking by you, you were able to step in front. You had to set your feet though.
For sure.
You could take a offensive foul.
Yeah. Yeah. I also was a big fan of, and we've talked about this before. For a short time there, we were Hadouganing people in the hallway.
Oh, that was good too.
Particularly underclassmen that would be terrified by an upperclassman.
With Hadougan people, but also
Is that bullying? Just scaring younger kids in the hallway?
Oh, that's great.
Is that considered bullying?
Oh yeah, it's great, and it's also bullying. I don't think you can do anything anymore.
I remember hitting some poor soul. She was this tiny little girl with a Hadougan, and I scared them.
So it wasn't us, but the upperclassmen that would kind of torture us.
Oh, they were way meaner.
No,
way
like
meaner.
there was absolutely a chance that they would punch you in the face. There was
There
was someone who was known for giving people Scottie Pippins, where they would shove your nose into your skull. But they used to just walk up to us and just go like this, and like you knew there was a chance they were gonna fucking punch you in the face.
Yeah, we were much nicer than that group of misfits a couple of years older than us.
None of them actually punched us in the face. It was just
occasionally, but they had enough. They had a couple wild cards that it was enough to make you think they'd all.
Wasn't enough wild cards. They were all wild cards. It was a group of all wild cards. There was no leader of the bunch. There was no face. There was no random woman. There was no money bags.
It was just like 9 wild cards.
It was all wild cards. Anything could happen at any time. What are we talking about? News up. We're on Spider-Man Noir. We got a teaser. This is the series starring Nicolas Cage. The series will be released in both black and white and color. I don't like that. Pick one.
It's a live action Spider-Noir. I gotta say, the quick teaser we got looks pretty good in black and white. I think I'll stick to black and white.
It's shot to be in black and white. And yes, okay, Logan looks good in color, but it was shot to be in black and white. It looks better in black and white.
And there's a difference than like the Logan black and white than like the noir Sin City feel that this is going to be going for too.
Yeah.
Because the colors are certainly going to be different. And so, but now I'm curious, now I'm thinking about it, it'd be really funny to watch it in color and just have like some random pop of color there that makes no sense, but in black and white, it works.
Yeah. That comes out in 2026. News dump. Matthew Lillard has confirmed that he has been cast in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. It is a small role right now, but hopefully people like it and they bring me back in some capacity.
I don't know enough about comic books to hypothesize what character he could be playing, but if you have an idea and you're listening right now, please let us know because I'd like to do a little googs on it.
I would say I would like him to play Stu from Scream.
Right. No, I know you would like him to play that. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
And then the Scream universe is in the MCU.
But also, I think he is playing Stu again in the next Scream.
Yeah, but he's probably going to be playing Ghost Stu, is my guess.
What are we doing with all these ghosts?
That's
What is
what they got to
Scream
do
doing?
now, because they lost their 2 stars.
Oh, actually, I did see a trailer for the I Know What You Did Last Summer at the movies last night, and it's the one that we've seen on social media. But I would have loved to have seen that trailer not on social media, but with a crowd for the first time, and see the pop that like Freddie Prinze gets, or
I don't know if Freddie
Jennifer
Prinze
Love
is going to
Hewitt. No, when he steps up in that town hall meeting and he's like, "We need to stop the violence." Fucking Freddie Prinze.
I love the pop, and they do it every time they bring a character back. You're looking from the back right, Jennifer Love Hewitt just walking, stops, turns. Fucking best. Absolute best.
Do we need to, and I think this is what I Know What You Did Last Summer is trying to do. They're trying to stay relevant just long enough to get the Scream crossover. At that point, when they do cross over, can Jennifer Love Hewitt speak to the ghosts?
Oh, don't even get me going on Ghost Whisperer now. Come on. Ghost Whisperer went on for like 9 seasons just because of the outfits Jennifer Love Hewitt wore in Basic Cable. Or was that CBS? It might have even been a CBS show. I don't even know.
I've only seen it on PAX.
What a show.
A show. News up. Got our first look at the new Office. That is the series that is actually going to be titled The Paper, because they're working at a newspaper. The series follows Dunder Mifflin documentary crew, the Dunder Mifflin documentary crew, as they follow or focus on a dying historic Midwestern newspaper and its volunteer reporters. This is being released in September on Peacock.
I'm going to watch it with very, very low expectations. I'll probably like it, but I'm glad it's going to the cock.
What they need to do is don't make the documentary series a part of the cast and crew. I don't want to know that they are real people. Just give me the people that work at the newspaper.
Well, that's going to be kind of hard to do, since maybe the selling point is, hey, these were the guys that did it on the Dunder Mifflin team.
But season 9 of The Office is garbage, and that's what
no one's saying they're going to copy season 9.
But no, if you are letting those documentary people be a part of the series like they did in season 9 of The Office, that is dumb.
They're not going to be a part of the series, I don't think. They're just going to be filming it the same way they did for The Office.
You know who should be the only crossover character, the only conduit from The Office to the paper? Clark Duke.
I mean, I think we're pretty sure. I feel like I heard both BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling are loosely connected to this, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see either of their 2 characters, Ryan and what was Mindy Kaling's character?
I'm blanking.
Yeah, why do we not know her name?
I am blanking right
now.
Kelly. There we go.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see those 2 characters pop up at some point. I can almost guarantee Toby's going to be involved somehow. Outside of that, I don't know what we're going to get.
I mean, I think as a nation, we are ready for the Clark Duke-a-sance.
Plop.
He's not Plop. The other guy's Plop.
Oh, right. Pete's Plop.
Yeah.
You're right.
News up. I like how we forgot who Kelly was, but we know who Clark Duke is. We know who Plop is. We're getting a Creed, not from The Office, but from the movies, the Rocky movies. Spin-off series. It is officially happening. It is titled Delphi and is set at the gym. Did I get that right?
Delphi.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not seeing any line over the I that would indicate that it is pronounced that way.
Delphi.
I don't know if it is. We're going to have to figure this out later, I suppose. It is set at the gym, featured in the films. It follows young boxers who train at the gym. And here is the issue that I have, is Michael B. Jordan is an executive producer, meaning that he's probably not tied into this beyond him getting money for the character.
I just don't think we need this. I'm not interested at all in any characters that aren't Creed.
You say that, but you weren't interested in a Creed movie after the Rocky series. Maybe this is something new. Maybe it's fresh.
I mean, I don't need this. I won't be watching this.
I mean, neither am I. I did not like that third Creed movie, and I'm a big fan of the first Creed movie. Second Creed movie, the half that is Creed is good. The half that is Rocky 4.5, not good.
I still haven't seen Creed 2. Creed 3 was definitely underwhelming. I'll give you that.
Maybe the most predictable movie I've ever seen. And like
Quite.
it's a Rocky movie. They get
But they
predictable,
Michael B, because he directed that, almost said it as much because he's a big fan of anime and really copied like the classic anime stories, which is like
Mhm.
classic, underdog stories, and he just knew exactly how that was going to turn out.
News dump. Huge news for Mac, a big fan of early aughts reality television and game shows. Fox is bringing back Fear Factor and You Are the Weakest Link.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So I never really cared for the weakest link other than when they were getting eliminated. That was great. Awesome fucking tidbit. Fear Factor is a great early 2000s, reality show. I don't know how good it'll be now, but that was a great time and place type of thing. Forcing people to do anything in order to win money is always pretty good. So
I'm
I
glad that you added in order to win money, but
yeah,
also like out of their free will, they need to decide. Don't force people to do stuff, Mac.
Fear Factor was
It's
a
the
great show.
implications, is what Mac is saying.
I think the single word. So I always Fear Factor was always set up 3 challenges, and by the end, teams get eliminated along the way. Um, the first and the third one were more physical or manual. The second one was always the middle one. The sandwich one was always the eating one, and the eating ones is really what get me. I could convince myself to do anything, push my limits, anything on the first and third one. I particularly remember the worst one for me. I don't remember where they were specifically, but the setting is a casino, and they have like a craps table, and on the craps table, there's these like African cave spiders. Do yourself a favor and look this up on YouTube. These people have to eat these African cave spiders that look like crabs, but they're spiders. They look thick like that, and they're live, and they got to pick them up and eat them. I never, ever in a million years would have done that. Never, not even. I would rather get shot with an actual bullet through the arm or something than eat an African cave spider.
I was going to ask you, who do you think wins Fear Factor between you and I? But I think
Comes
we
down to
tie.
eating. Can you do eating stuff?
No,
Yeah, we'd both lose in the second round
I
every
can't
time.
even eat. What is it called? Steak tartare, beef tartare,
That's a tough one. Yeah,
which is it's just raw beef.
I know it's hard to psych yourself up for that type of shit. Like fish
I
is
yeah.
fine. You can do fish like ceviche,
Oh, yeah.
that sort of stuff. But yeah, beef tartare is a tough sell.
Beef tartare, and people are like, "Oh, it's a delicacy." No, it is raw, and then you have raw egg with capers. It is not for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So, news app. Tough news, but prior to the tough news, they had run an ad. It was a little crossover between Superman and Jason Tatum, where Tatum was Superman. This is when the Celtics were down 2-0. They did come out and win Game 3, and things have gone downhill since then. But Mac, the reason why I bring this up, it reminded me of the fact that Shaquille O'Neal took over the mantle as Superman or of Superman in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which then got me to thinking, I don't think Superman or I don't think Shaquille O'Neal could pull off the dual role of Superman and Clark Kent, because even if you put a pair of glasses on him, you say, I think that 7'3" black man is both Superman and Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And honestly, it shouldn't come into consideration. But we discussed this briefly when we discussed Idris Elba as James Bond. It does matter when you're trying to have a secret identity that there's just less black people on the planet, so it's easier.
I don't think I'm talking more about the size, and the Shaq is a one of one when it comes to his body.
I understand that. There's only so many 7-foot people on the planet, and then there's only so many 7-foot black men on the planet.
Yes.
I'm just talking about it narrows down the odds mathematically. So it's not great. It's not great, that's for sure. I do like that Shaq mostly did it though because of the S, and he stole the Superman symbol. When Dwight Howard tried to do it, we're like, what are we doing here, dude? Fuck you.
Hi, I'm here to work with the paper. Are you Superman? No, what are you talking about? You
Also,
look like
now
Superman. You
that
have the glasses on. What are you doing?
we're on the topic of sports, number one, incredible NBA lottery is 100% rigged.
Oh my
Unbelievable. The
God,
Mavericks
yes.
get Cooper Flag. Number two, the Tatum injury is really tough because Achilles is baseline like 9 to 10 months, more likely a year. So Kevin Durant had this happen like 5 or 6 years ago. He missed the whole season. Um, Celtics are going to get old quick. Horford, Drew, they're old. This is going to be a real interesting upcoming season. And how fitting is it that the injury comes because Jaylen Brown turned the ball over while dribbling?
I wouldn't put all the blame on that though.
How fitting, I said. I didn't put the blame on him.
I'm not
How
putting the
fitting.
blame on that. That is it's a non-contact. People get hurt.
I will say, um, explosiveness clearly matters
Yes.
in pro sports and in basketball. Jason Tatum is a good enough player that he doesn't need to be as explosive as he was right now to be an all NBA type of player. But that is a tough one, man. Achilles is fucking. You would much rather tear your ACL these days than tear your Achilles.
This has nothing to do with the podcast. We're hitting sports right now. We're 40 minutes in. We can do whatever we want. We're in safe water right now. The best standing dunker of all time, Amare Stoudemire.
Mark Stoudemire was great.
Oh
I
my
actually he had I think they were Adidas shoes, I want to say.
God. Mhm.
In like 2002, he came out with the stats STAT, standing tall and talented. That was his nickname. Might have been '03. Great fucking shoes. One of my favorite pairs of basketball shoes. No one had them. They had them at Foot Locker. I had a pair of those. I had a pair of the T Max as well. Those are my two favorite players in the early 2000s. T Mac and Amari Stoudemire.
News dump. GTA 6 trailer.
I'm one of the few people on this planet that have never played GTA 5. I loved pretty much every GTA game going up to GTA 5. I just like, I don't know, it's not my style of gaming anymore. I certainly get the appeal. I probably will play GTA 6. I'm just not like over the moon about this. I mean, at some point, and I've seen some really funny TikTok videos, like GTA is just becoming a real life sim, and that has mass appeal. But I don't. That's not what I want.
More like GT&A. Am I right?
It does look like they're working like a nice love story into this one for the first time. There's a mod on online GTA where people play as police and pull people over.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can give like parking tickets and stuff. News dump.
Some
Huge
people
news for Mac. Just ahead of the release of Wicked for Good, NBC will be doing a live television musical special featuring Wicked stars Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande that will air, like I said, on NBC in November.
How did you turn Arrivo into the Italian one by the pronunciations?
Erivo.
Yeah, this will be fine. I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to this movie,
This
but
will be fine. Mac, you were so pants 10 city about Wicked for like 2 months.
yeah, I don't need to do a live musical TV special. I'll just rewatch the movie.
You love music.
I do. Like, if you're telling me these two are starring in Grease 2, the live action musical TV thing, then maybe.
Oh, and they both play Michelle Pfeiffer?
Lifers. I don't know. I mean, this will be fine. Whatever. I don't care about this.
News dump. Last of Us. I still haven't seen it, but Mac has.
Yep, we got 2 episodes left in the season, 5 in through season 2. Episodes 3 and 4 were a little bit low action-wise, but were necessary to build, some stories and relationships between our couple main characters. Number 1, Dina is the best character on the show right now, like by far. Number 2, the most recent episode was great and action-packed and had a really fucking satisfying moment in it, and visually was really fucking cool for a couple of scenes. It does look like we're gonna have that classic like flashback pre-finale episode for episode 6, but you will need it to do, I think, to flesh out some Joel and Ellie things. I think this season has been a little up and down, but it's also like really necessary to get from point A to point B, which is season 1 and season 3. And it's a classic sandwich thing. The middle parts of television series maybe aren't always the best, but I'm excited for Goo to watch. What episode did you haven't watched any, right? Yeah. So I'm excited for you to get to episode 2, which is an incredible episode of television. And then this most recent one was also really great. So I'm looking forward to the finale.
News dump. Check us out at the end of the week. We'll be talking about friendship. News dump.